Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Vanessa. I'm doing my video outside today, so if it's a little windy, I'm sorry. Today I'm going to be talking about how to find the right talent agent. So this is tough because I had a hard time getting an agent when I first graduated college, and if you know me, you know that I graduated with a bachelor's in acting and English studies. So like I went to school for this. Like I went to school to be an actor, and it's really hard. You know, when you first graduate, you think like you get all these tools, and then like you know which agencies to apply to, and then like no one wants you unless you're like you have good luck or whatever. But yeah, so I had auditioned for like a couple of agencies in Chicago coming out of college. So I auditioned for Gray's Talent, I had auditioned for Vanessa, Grossman and Jack, Lori Lynn's Limited. I think I had auditioned for Big Mouth. And then I auditioned. I think those are like the big ones. There might have been some other ones that I auditioned for that I can't think of their names right now. But I didn't get into any of them. And like I think like a year or two out of college, I just like was not finding. I graduated in 2016. I just was not finding like a really. I just like no one wanted to sign me, I guess. And so I really just started like doubting myself, and what I didn't really do was like I just kind of auditioned to whatever agency would have me, and that's was my first mistake. Like what I should have done was audition for agencies that I felt like had, one, a really good reputation, two, like their clients or their actors were always booking, and three, just something that like I really vibed with, like something that gave me good energy. Because like I would go into some of these auditions and like the agents were kind of like mean, and yeah, or maybe like with a specific agency it just wasn't my time. So I learned that there were non-union agencies, which is like agencies that get you stuff for like trade shows, photo shoots, print shoots, and like commercials. So they don't really do like TV and film, but like you can get a lot of good work from them. So I had found out about this talent agency called Karen Stavins Enterprises, and I signed with them on the first audition. So I was like, cool, I have a non-union agency, and they sent me a lot of like auditions for like trade shows or like, you know, mini industrials or promo videos, stuff like that. And then the agents from Karen Stavins, like three of them like left to create their own little agency called Chicago Talent Network, which is not so little anymore. And they asked if I wanted to come with. Like I could still stay with the Karen Stavins, or they're now called Stavins Talent, and I could be over here. So I was with Stavins Talent and Chicago Talent Network at the same time. So I had two non-union agencies, which was awesome because I was like, well, I'm not getting like a union agency to like sign me. Like no one wanted to sign me. So I was just kind of building up my resume, doing shows and stuff. And when you do shows, you meet so many people. So it's like, oh, I met so and so. She's her talent agency is like Stewart Talent, and like, oh, they're with Vanessa, or they're with Gray. And like I would hear so many great things about Vanessa and Gray. So like I decided it was time. So like every 6 months you should be auditioning for agencies if you're not signed. So like 6 months, maybe to a year had passed, and I auditioned for Vanessa Talent for a second time. I auditioned for Gray Talent for a second time, and then I auditioned for Lily's Talent. And for Vanessa and Gray, I got a call back for both, but then I didn't end up getting signed by them. And then Lily's liked me, so I signed with Lily's. And my contract was for 2 years. And I was with Lily's for 2 years, and those 2 years, I didn't book a single thing with them. And I just felt like, although I thought they were nice people, they just weren't sending me stuff. Like I can't even remember how many auditions I went on. Like I think they sent me on like 2 or 3 or 4 maybe, in the whole like time that I was there. Like that's how little it felt. And I just felt like they weren't really trying to get me into the rooms with casting directors and stuff. So once the pandemic hit, my like I think like that April or something, my contract had ended with, or was supposed to end with them, or like that summer in June. So they either like re-sign you or whatever. So I actually emailed them before my contract was up, and I said, hey, I don't think I want to be like with you guys anymore, so I wanted to cancel my contract, which I did. And at the same time, I was auditioning for other people, so I had auditioned for Vanessa and Gray a third time, and they didn't like me, and like I really, really, really wanted to be with Vanessa, but it just like I auditioned for them 3 times. Like if they didn't like me the first time, like they're not gonna like me. Like maybe they're just taking me in just to like meet their quotas. So I figured like, you know what, it's all good. And I don't know, I kept like looking at Big Mouth talent, and so I've known a couple people who are with them, and I decided to like audition for them again. So this was the second time I had auditioned for them, but the first time was like 3 years before. So I had like a lot of time. I grew my resume, and like I think they saw that, and I think they saw how much I grew, so they signed me. And I was with them for, I'm still with them, but I was with them for like, your contract's 18 months. So at those 18 months, which for me was November of 2021, they could either drop you or re-sign you. So they re-signed me, and I'm still with them. It is now August of 2022. And at this point, I was still with my 2 other non-union agencies, Stavin's Talent and Chicago's Talent Network, and I actually dropped them, or like I asked to not, yeah, I think I like canceled, or maybe I'm on pause with them, I don't know. But basically I was getting really overwhelmed with like all the auditions, and like with the pandemic, not really knowing like what I wanted to do. I know this video is kind of getting on a tangent, but basically I just felt like it was too much to be with 3 agencies, so I decided to just like put the other 2 kind of like at the bottom or on pause for now. So right now I'm only getting auditions for Big Mouth, and so far I give Big Mouth like a 9 out of 10. Like I think they're really great. They really care about me. Like if I don't respond to an email like by a specific time, they're texting me, and that's because like they want you to confirm the audition. They want you to go out there. They want you to book it. And like so there's like 4 agents. Like one of them is strictly gives me like theater stuff, like on stage. One is like for commercials, TV, and another one's for like film, print shoots. So it's just like really cool when you get like all those auditions. And I think the reason why like this time it worked out was because like I was just like really vibing with them, and like when I first got signed, like it just felt nice, even though it was through the pandemic. Like I've never met my agents in person because we met like virtually. But yeah, I think like just doing your research, and like definitely audition for all of them, just so you could like put your face out there, put your foot in the door. But definitely do your research. Like if you know a friend that's with that agency, like ask them like, hey, do you actually really like it here? And like hopefully it's a trusted friend. They can give you their honest, that's so loud, they can give you like their honest opinion. Sorry, the AC went on. Or maybe like they have reviews on Yelp or on Google or something. So like definitely really look it up and see what their reputation is. And eventually I think you will find the right agency. Like right now I think I'm with the right agency for what's happening in my life right now. And I did book like 2 commercials last month in July, and that's like super cool, and that comes from like many months of like years of just like doing auditions. And like I would say, as long as like you're getting along with your agents and like you're really interested in this, even if it's just for a hobby. Right now this is just a hobby for me because I'm not doing this full time, but I definitely think that if you're gonna be with an agency, that you gotta dedicate the time to like do those self-tapes and like, you know, really like do a good job trying to edit and everything, which I try to do. But there are times where I'm like, you know what, like I'm so busy right now, like yeah, this is like a really cool audition, but I just don't have time to film the self-tape right now. So sometimes I'll like decline an audition if I know I'm not going to give it 100% my best, or I'll decline an audition if it's like I'm literally just won't be able to get out of work. Like, I don't have the luxury of being able to leave my job for an audition for something that I might not even book. Does that make sense? So you really got to be like smart with what you're choosing. And yeah, my throwaways are to do some research, just audition and build that resume, and honestly vibes. Like, you really got, if they're not vibing and if they're weird, like I've had some agencies, and I'm not afraid to say, like, every time, the 3 times I've auditioned for Great Talent have been so like demeaning. Like, they don't like really look at you, and like the lady, the owner, Gray, whatever her name is, she like doesn't even look you in the eye, and like she could care less if you're there. And it's like, I want someone that's just like so excited to see me and so excited to see me do well. And that's how I feel with my agents now. So definitely like look out for those vibes, and hopefully you're able to find a really awesome agency that likes you and that's going to take care of you, and that's just like so like excited for you to book stuff. Excuse me. And yeah, that's my advice. And if you're a struggling actor like me, I wish you nothing but the best. And like, advice I wish someone gave me is just like, try not to take everything so personally, which I still like am working on. But you know, sometimes like a project's meant for you and sometimes it's not, and you're growing along the way. But I hope you book all the commercials and all the TV shows and everything, and I hope the same for me. But at the same time, like, I can't control some of those situations, and I just gotta really focus on my life right now. And right now I have a day off today, and I'm doing videos for you guys, and that's all I could do for today. All right, well, I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye, cuties.